The simple reason for pain is transformation. I know that's something that you may resent. I know that's something that you think is unnecessary, but pain is only there to transform you. Let's look at the healing process when we think of physical pain and not mental pain or traumatic pain or pain from trauma. When we go through physical pain, it really is a signal to our bodies something is wrong, something is going on, and then the healing process starts. One, I love the Yang Life. I'm gonna always reference them because we're talking about the calcinato. I think that's the most recent episode, and we're talking about how when something is burnt, it never is the same as when it was before. So when pain does occur, it's a thing where you usually are never the same as you were before. When a child touches fire, they touch the fire, ouch, it hurts. Mom, it hurts, and then they realize not to touch the fire, or they have a very separate relationship from fire. Sometimes they touch the fire even more. Sometimes they have a connection to fire. Sometimes they decide, okay, I want to be a firefighter, whatever. But pain is supposed to transform you, and it can transform you for good or bad. And I'm going to share the ways that pain can be transformational in a more positive manner. So, transformation always asks for something. And the one thing I say transformation will ask you of is sacrifice. And what are you sacrificing? You usually sacrifice the version of who you were before. That's when I said pain is alchemy. It's you changing and becoming something you never were. One of my videos, which I will put in the cards here, is sometimes we need to be careful of how we hurt others because harm is not subjective. And when harm occurs, the person's not the same again. The only way to undo harm is get a time machine. And it's the same thing sometimes with pain, especially very visceral pain. You can't go back to who you were. It's calling you to transform. It's calling you to evolve. It's calling you to become something different. It's calling you to rise above it. It's calling you to fly. When birds or when butterflies or when they go through the process of when they're soaring or when they're flying or when they're reaching off of the ground from things that tether them to the ground, they always go through a somewhat painful experience. Pain is supposed to transform you. It's supposed to help you to evolve, and it's supposed to help you to become the best version of yourself. Avoiding pain will always delay evolution. One of my favorite parts of science, one of my favorite parts of discovery is evolution. Evolution is one of the most important parts of existing. We are constantly going through not only a spiritual evolution, a scientific evolution throughout our species as humans, throughout the world itself. Sometimes we have evolutions in a bad way, and that's why you have great extinctions, like when the dinosaurs were not here or whatever. But evolution can become something so like collective, something so powerful within the collective unconscious or consciousness, or within your own personal consciousness. How are you evolving? And that's what pain does. One of my other videos, Let Heartbreak Transform You and Not Destroy You. Usually, I always say when you go through the worst heartbreak of your life, it is an opportunity from spirit. It is an opportunity from yourself and whatever you believe in or whatever keeps you going to reach the next stage of your life, to reach the next stage of your power. Because the true internal power that alchemizes pain to become something greater than will always create a space for you to live the life that you're truly supposed to live. Usually pain is what leads people to their purpose. Pain, purpose. It's almost a straight line. It's almost a conjunction between each other. And when you're taking the road, the yellow brick road, I always mention, to the path that you want to go on, to the path of individuation, you have to get to the point where you can sit down and be like, okay, I'm allowing this pain to allow me to evolve. I'm allowing this pain to allow me to become the greatest version of myself. The version of myself that lets go of all the old habits, lets go of all the toxic cycles, and actually learns and understands maybe not something you have to learn or take accountability for, but something you have to learn about other people. Sometimes we think it's us being like, oh my God, is something we have to learn. It's all about us. One thing that a lot of trauma survivors do is they take over responsibility for things that have nothing to do with them. You learn something about people and you learn how to protect yourself. When certain animals go through pain in the wild, and I think why it's such an evolutionary adaptation is because pain teaches you to protect yourself. Pain teaches you to rise above the things around you and evolve and learn. When animals are in the wild, when we're in the world and we go through pain, it gives us a way to protect ourselves from things and cycles that hurt us, and sometimes people who are holding us back. The one thing that pain will do that will change your life is it will strip away all the illusions and attachments that you've outgrown. You will not be able to go through and do the things that you used to do. The one thing I always tell people when they're in relationships, when they're going through things that will require them to evolve or require them to sacrifice, your body won't even want to go back to those things anymore once you've experienced the pain. I always tell people when you're in a situation, people need to be patient. People are always like, leave him, whatever. You need to leave when you're ready. You need to leave that situation when you're ready. Go about that situation evolving the way that you're supposed to, because everyone's time changes. One thing that my principal in high school, he did this very boring speech, but I listened because I found it very interesting. He said, if you put an egg or you put a rock or you put sand in water, they all boil at different times and they all have a different result. Everyone adapts and everyone changes according to situations differently. And it's very funny that in that analogy, heat is what is happening, which is very symbolic of what the pain that goes on with transformation. Fire changing you in a way that you will never be the same before. Fire making you become something else rather than water, which necessarily, when you put salt in water, you can get the salt back. But when you put salt in fire, it's not the same salt you had before. So the same illusions, the same things that you've gone through, once you got to that point, for example, you think of that ex, you think of that friend, you'll obviously have competence of those experiences and competence of those things that occur within you and things like missing them, like reminiscence and all that kind of stuff. But you'll be like, I'm not the same person I was before. I may miss this person. This part of this person may stay with me, but they no longer define me. They no longer dictate who I am. So all those things that you felt dictated who you are, all those things that you felt dictated the kind of person or the kind of life you thought you were going to live, they're going to go down the drain. And that's what happens when you allow pain to transform you. Rebirth is one of those things that we see happen with the caterpillar becoming the butterfly, the phoenix. When you are getting into that process of rebirth, it will be uncomfortable. It will be a process of time where you feel like you're uncomfortable, you feel like you're not heading anywhere, and there will be like a sort of like pause within your life, feeling like nothing is going anywhere, feeling like you're stuck, feeling like you're in nothing is moving quite the way that you're used to. Healing will take time, and the discomfort that comes with waiting for things to get better, waiting for you to get over them, go through the storm, not around it. When you go around it, it will still come back to chase you and find you. Go through it, and when you go through it, not only will it be painful, it will be uncomfortable, but it will become something that you not only have to become accustomed with and understand, okay, this is something that I need to sit down with the uncomfortable feelings that come with it, sit down with the ways that this thing has made me kind of cringe at myself and be like, oh, why do I still miss him? Or why do I still miss this person? Why do I still miss this vice that I had held on and clung to for so long? But it will become something where you sit down through it, and then that patience, that time that you had for yourself will become worth it at the end of the day. What pain or any deep wound will do is give you and get you into the process of self-understanding. You will truly understand yourself. A lot of people don't know themselves, they don't understand themselves, they don't know their path because they don't understand their pain and things that they've gone through. And that's why pain occurs. We think pain is pointless, we think what's it called? I'm not talking about pain, I'm not talking about suffering, I'm talking about pain. There is this idea that suffering must occur, you have to suffer to go through things. No. It could be the most little pain. Suffering, I think, is absolutely unnecessary. And so many people suffer and they don't reap the results of it. Think of those in horrible situations, genocide, domestic abuse, whatever. But the pain that you experience from it is necessary for you to understand yourself, understand the things you want, understand the things you don't want, understand the things you're capable of, understand the things that you have the potential to do, and you fully have that understanding of yourself that helps you move forward. You can't evolve, you can't alchemize the pain to become the power that you need if you don't understand yourself. That deep understanding of this is who I am. This is what I cannot tolerate. This is how I need to move forward, and this is how I will live my life moving forward. And these are the parts of me that I can take from before and keep, and these are parts of me that it's just me now and nothing can be done about it. Or these are the parts of me that I need to drop. Like I said, you don't have to accept every facet of yourself. Even especially when it comes to things of sexual trauma. I won't go too much into it because of trigger warnings and all that. You don't have to accept all those things. You can decide, okay, I want to change this. Or you can decide, okay, I want to keep this. It's all up to you. You will understand why your purpose, like I said, purpose and pain, straight line. You will understand your purpose. You will understand your motive. You will understand how you move through the world, and you won't have people telling you who you are. One thing that is the most painful thing that Heidi Priest says, a YouTuber I'm obsessed with, she says that one of the most painful things anyone can go through is assassination of character. People telling you who you are. People telling you this is why you've done this. People telling you this is why you've done that. And that's what happens when you're in such a state of abuse. Or you have people who have decided you're this type of version, or they've decided that you are your past, or you are things that you've done. Those things won't allow you to evolve. You get to decide who you are, because you are the center of your choices and you are the center of your decisions. Not all decisions have to do with you. Life is very complex, and life is kind of thing where you can't always control every choice you make. You can't always control all the things that you want to kind of put out in the world, or you can't even control what's going to happen to you the next week. But you will understand and have control in how you react. Not only how you react, how you respond, and how you move forward. Sometimes we respond in ways we don't like, then we decide, okay, I'm going to move forward. Can I walk away from this? It's a question you ask yourself. Can I fight for myself and advocate for myself and be like, no, I refuse to be treated this way. I refuse to accept this, and then move forward? Or can I just go through it? Or can I just be patient? These are questions you ask yourself. All of this will resonate with you depending on your situation. Everyone's situation in life and everyone's way they kind of move forward or kind of have their own relationship with pain will be different. But you will understand it when you understand yourself, and it will be different. It will vary for each and every person, each and every situation you've been through. But you will evolve. You move forward. It's going to be different for heartbreak, bullying, DV, rape, all these kind of horrible things that happen. It will be different, but it will be worth it. Pain is the world or the universe's or God's way of aligning you with your true path. What is it you're supposed to be doing? My true path and what I found was this channel, and I'm so grateful I'm making it, and I'm so grateful you're watching, and I'm so grateful that I'm able to do it. But for you, it could be different. It could be what leads you to the partner you think you deserve. Oftentimes, if you haven't gone through heartbreak, how will you know the standards you're supposed to create for yourself? Oftentimes, the standards we kind of create when we don't have experiences within relationships like heartbreak, it could just be from like your friend or TV shows. For example, I'm a very tall lady, and everyone around me be like, date tall men. Even when I go out and be like, oh yeah, you probably date tall guys, I'm like, I actually don't care about height like that. It could be the same thing for someone else. For some people, they're like, I'm not clingy, but I like a lot of attention and people speaking to me regularly. People say, oh, I like a busy man because that means he has money, he has this. I never claim to be a gold digger. And it's not to say that I want someone that is broke or can't kind of sustain themselves, but I want a good morning text. I want to know that I'm wanted. I want to know that I am needed, and I want to know that I can move through the world and that my partner is a part of my life. Sometimes you date someone, sometimes you're in relations with someone, and you feel like you're actually not a part of their life, even though you're in a relationship and commitment with them. That's different. Some people, if the partner doesn't speak to them for 3 or 4 days, they don't give a fuck. They don't care. But it's different. And that's what it will align you to the partner you feel like you need, or the partner you feel like that is aligned with you. Alignment and pain is another straight line. It will get you to the path and understand, okay, for me, one of the reasons I built this channel, built things, and I wanted to live a world where like there's a legacy of kindness and restitution is because I've been through a lot of pain from abuse and bullying. And the thing about bullying is most likely it will cause CPTSD because it's recurring. You're traumatized over a certain amount of time for years. And you had to create this and create a way that people could evolve and get over their trauma, because I never want someone not only to be treated the way that I did, but end up in the cycles that I did. And some people die. It's true. Like, for example, you could have addiction issues with drugs or addiction issues with sex. You could become a counselor. You could become an artist. You don't always, people always underestimate the kind of impact they have on others and the kind of impact that they will have on people if they share the ways that they've got through things. They share the way that they've overcame. For some people, it could be, you could share how to start businesses. You could share how to, it could be something specific to you. Maybe you're a single mom. You could share how you came out of that. It's going to be so specific to you, but that's what pain does. If you look at the people that you admire, I think I've said it in my last video before this, which is not even uploaded yet, which is so funny how these timelines are, but I said it before. A lot of people you admire, a lot of people you look up to, look at their stories, read their autobiographies. I read some of Maya Angelou, I read Whitney Houston's, I read Mariah Carey, and I watched a RuPaul on the podcast, like I mentioned in the last video. Change my perspective. I'm gonna do it with every artist, everyone that I love and I admire. I'm also gonna do it for Carl Jung, simply because it will show you how the pain and how the confusion and how the discomfort and how all that led them to their path and led them to what they were supposed to be doing. It will. No, a lot of people who have impacted you, especially in a positive way, you will find it less likely that they haven't gone through a pain. You find it less likely they haven't gone through a pain that hasn't transformed them. It's true. Pain is transformative, and pain aligns you to your purpose and aligns you in general. The line is alignment. I wish I had like those funny editing stuff, but visualize it in your head. When you stop resisting pain, this is my last point, you will start partnering with it. You will work with pain. You will make pain become a catalyst for change. You can make pain be an inspiration for art. You can make pain be a cause for your activism. You can make pain be a way you advocate for yourself. You can make pain be a way that you connect with other people. Pain will not become something that leads you to those cycles of addiction, leads you to those cycles of projection, that leads you to those cycles of self-hate. Pain will become something you then carry on with you, not as a burden, but you carry with you as a crown, as a badge of honor, not a burden. Pain should not have to be a burden. And it feels that way, and I understand that it does, but you can do so much productive things with it. You can use it to transform your life. You can use it to help other people. Don't resist pain. Partner with it. Hold the hand of pain and let it walk you through the valley and the paradise of life. I hope this video has been helpful. Please make sure to subscribe. Be sure to like and comment. Be sure to watch, to subscribe to my Patreon and support me in any way that you can. But watching and getting through the video will be so helpful. Thank you so much. It's Asha Lovely Day telling you to have a lovely day. Your medicine woman here. I love you so much.
The Medicine Woman.